I can't imagine what it would be like to do a commercial landscape installation in a high-rise building in New York.
We have to be creative in how we access our sites. We can't just roll up with a bunch of trucks and vehicles with large crews, drive around. It's hard to get around the dense urban city of New York. Every project is very unique and distinctive in that sense, just from an operational standpoint.
Hey everyone, Jack Jostes here. We're at the Ramblin' Jackson booth at the Elevate show in Charlotte, North Carolina. I just met Mark and Matt. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, nice
So
to
we
meet you,
literally just met. And tell me a little bit, what is John Mini Distinctive Landscapes?
Yeah, John Many Distinctive Landscapes out in New York. We're a purpose-driven company, and our purpose is to make places beautiful by bringing nature to the places people live, work, and play. So what is that? We design, we build, and we maintain indoor and outdoor urban landscapes all over the tri-state area, as well as commercial holiday decor. Matt heads up the outdoor division. Company started over 50 years ago, founded by my pops, John Many, and that's what we do. Yeah.
That's cool. So did you grow up working in the business?
Yeah, so I've worked outside the business, but family business, I kind of was around it growing up, and I've been full-time in it in a leadership level for over 10 years now. Yeah.
What are some of the roles that you did in the company before you got to the leadership level?
Roles, ground up, man. I drove the trucks for multiple years. I provided service got my hands dirty, rolled the sleeves up, and had to learn the business from the ground up.
And then how did you sync up with Matt? Oh, guys, I got it. Matt and Mark here. How many years?
I'm just shy of a decade. Almost be a decade next year.
So you all are based in New York, and you do urban landscapes, both indoor and outdoor. Who would you say is your hell yes customer? Who do you really want? Who do you really work with?
Yeah, outdoor urbanscaping is like a whole nother world. We're here at Elevate, awesome industry, awesome event. Most of this is outdoor landscaping focus, so I'll go there. So not your typical outdoor landscaping company. So when we talk about urbanscaping, it's like not a lot of turf. It's rooftops, it's living walls, green walls, pocket parks, high design, high attention to detail projects. We do mostly commercial. We dabble in a little residential, but it's a little different, right? We don't have a lot of trucks rolling around. We got like lean crews with lean equipment in and out of buildings, skyscrapers, all that kind of stuff. This guy runs it all, so you gotta, I don't know, anything else you want to add to that?
I would say we're the landscaping ninjas. We're maintaining plants where they're not supposed to grow, but we keep them happy, keep them thriving, and I'm privileged just to be able to do this. I really love what I do.
What do you love about it?
Before I started here, I was working in the logistics world, just wasn't really happy. Didn't really have a good company culture. Didn't really feel like there was any team sense of a team or camaraderie. And then I found this job. As a kid, I used to say I want to drive a dump truck when I grow up, so I'm happy to say I was able to live that dream. But ever since I made that shift, it's awakened this passion inside of me just to care for these plants and see how they affect the people.
How many clients do you take care of?
On the outdoor side, we're taking care of over 300 clients across the 5 boroughs.
So you guys, I like what you said, you're landscape ninjas, and you grow plants where they're not supposed to grow. I can't imagine what it would be like to do a commercial landscape installation in a high-rise building in New York. Tell me about or maybe we don't want to talk about it, but in my mind I'm like, wow, that sounds like a permitting nightmare.
No, it's difficult. Accessing spaces is like a whole different thing. So, that funny phrase is because, we have to be creative in how we access our sites. We can't just roll up with a bunch of trucks and vehicles with large crews, drive around. It's hard to get around the dense urban city of New York. Accessing sites, these are old buildings. Sometimes we'll have a rooftop garden, right? And there's not even an elevator that goes all the way there. So maybe the service elevator brings you up to the 40th floor, and you got to walk the staircase the last 2 flights just to get all your materials up there and the crew up there to maintain it. So it's just, every project is very unique and distinctive in that sense, just from an operational standpoint.
Yeah, so physically carrying material up 2 flights of stairs would change things. Definitely. Say, driving into somebody's driveway and dumping things, or being able to just haul stuff in. So what kind of plant material, what are some of the materials and things that you end up using in those tight spaces where you're literally walking up
take
flights
that
of
one?
stairs, what are some of your go-to materials?
I mean, my go-to are all my hand tools, my pruners, my soil knife, my folding saw, my hand trowel. Like Mark said, we don't have the luxury of pulling up to someone's driveway. You don't have a truck and trailer right outside your job site. Your truck is, if you're lucky, it's 40 floors below you, but maybe it's a couple blocks down the road. So you really got to carry a backpack with you everywhere, and that's your truck and trailer. And all your tools to get the job done need to be in that pack, so you can just get in and out and less disruptive to the client.
So describe to me a recent project that you've worked on. What does it look like? What kind of plants do you have? Are there boulders? I can't imagine you're hauling boulders up. Is it all container gardens? What does it look like? And then I'm gonna go on your website and pull some photos later on. But like for people listening, tell us what it looks like.
I mean, not necessarily boulders. We do sometimes use feather rock, which is a lightweight rock to give that stone, harsh feel in the landscape. But I mean, a wide variety of plantings. A lot of heavy native plantings in New York, stuff that's zone appropriate for our region, and also a lot of pollinator-friendly plants to help de-impact nature the least, I guess, because landscaping, as we know, can have adverse effects on the environment. So just trying to do everything we can to correct that. That's what you'll see.
It's funny you bring up like boulders too, because sometimes like the constraints of the urban environment like breed creativity. Like if there's a site in the city where somebody wants a large boulder or like a 20-foot tree, we'll have to do permits, we'll close streets, we'll crane things up. But that's not typical, right? We got to get creative. And I say it's funny you bring up boulders. So we have like a fabrication team and obviously our trusted partners, many of them vendors, many of which are at this conference right now, where we get creative. Like, so for example, we've created these like hollowed out rock structures. They're actually like, we'll go into nature, find a stone, like a real boulder in nature in the forest, and we'll do like a precast concrete shape of that, but it'll be hollow. So we can like now, and sometimes it'll be even like cut in pieces so we can like huff it up into these tight spaces, install it, backfill it with like planting medium or something that's gonna give it some like structural integrity. So that's just an example of like how you can get like super creative to deliver some of these ideas that you might want in a space like a large boulder.
What is the same about your business now from when you were a kid, when your dad started it, or he probably started it before you were alive? And then what's the most different about what you're doing with it now?
Oh man, it's over 50 years in business, so I mean, everything starts with what they create in the beginning and like all the sweat equity he put into it. But he started as an indoor landscaping business, got pulled into commercial holiday decor, and our outdoor division is new maybe like 15 years ago. And then even since then, we've evolved it into large landscape construction projects, a whole nother division, as well as a fabrication division that does like custom metal and wood work in-house. So I don't know, it's evolved a lot over the years, and like that's kind of like our culture and MO is like to not be stagnant and always just kind of like evolve and meet our customers' needs where they're at and where they're going. Yeah.
Where do you envision the company 10 years from now? What do you want to?
We can all
What do you?
Taking over the world, man, one urban scape at a time. We're gonna keep. We're gonna. You like that one? I like that one. We're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep growing.
Do you want to expand into other cities?
Hell yeah, we're going to expand it with this. First of all, New York's like our playground, and there's so much growth to be had in that market. Anybody who works in that area loves it, pushes you from like a hustle standpoint, from a creative standpoint. And yeah, we're going to take that to new metropolitan areas in the future for sure.
Which one's next?
Oh, I don't know, man. That's secret. That's
secret. That's secret. Okay. All right.
I love you, Jack, but I can't tell you. I just know you, dude.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you in a few years, and we'll find out what it is. All right. How about that? What do you have to add to that?
I mean, jumping into the moon. Like Mark said, we're taking over the world, and the moon's next.
So one of the ways you guys are taking over the world is with a podcast. Tell me, what's the name of your podcast? Who do you talk to? Where can we find it?
Oh yeah, the John Minnie Podcast. It's on all major platforms. So the John Minnie Podcast explores the world of urban horticulture through the many amazing people who've made it their careers. So we'll sit down with our teammates, other people in the industry who can just educate, right? And that's the premise of the podcast, is really just to pay it forward. We believe we want to grow. We love our company, but we think when everyone in the industry shares knowledge and pushes themselves, like the whole industry grows. And it's part of why we're down here at Elevate. So we just want to pay it forward, share as much of our experiences, knowledge, as well as garner from other people, and just keep growing the industry.
I like that about the industry. It's one of the reasons I love the landscape industry, is that it's a very generous industry with knowledge. People are always sharing ideas. ideas and proposals. Like you can find whatever you need at these shows. So I'm curious, like who's the audience of your podcast? Is it mainly other landscape professionals, or is it customers?
New.
Or?
It's new. We're only like 14 episodes into it. I think we're getting like decent views though, like 400 or 500 views, I think, an episode at this point. But I'm not sure yet. I'm still figuring that out. I think for sure people in our industry, indoor and outdoor landscapers, I'm still figuring out if it's going to provide value to like the A&D community, so architects and design community. I think there's some viewership there, and then potentially our clients as well. Yeah.
Well, one idea for you is to interview your customers, right? So then it's not just a testimonial, but you interview them, and then you have that episode to send people who are just like them. Or if you interview an architect, you have the architect episode to send to people. So I've been doing my podcast for around 5 years, and it's growing organically. And I meet people at this show. They're like, "Oh, good to put a face with the voice."
Awesome.
And I'm always like doing this at my house, making it. Like you never know. And then you meet people in real life who are like, "Yeah, I'm listening to it." But that's something that works really well for me, is proactively sending episodes to people like, "Hey, it was good to meet you. Check out this podcast." And next thing you know, they're driving for half an hour and they've been listening to you and your customer, and they're like, I think we should talk again.
No, I appreciate that. It's invaluable advice, and congrats on 5 years, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's been 5 years because I started it during COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
which was 5 years ago. Yeah. And I remember I'm like, should I do it or should I not do it? And I'm like, screw it, man. I'm going to do it. People need to hear good stuff. So.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So where can we connect with you on social media and your website? If people listening want to network with you guys, how can we connect?
I think it's simple as it sounds. Start with the website, johnmini.com. I just think we have a slick website. Go to the portfolio page. You get like a full visual experience of all the type of beautiful work we do out there. And then all the major things like Instagram, LinkedIn is popular for the B2B community.
And so that's JOHNMINI. And we'll put a link to that in the show notes for everyone. And thanks so much for stopping by the Landscaper's Guide.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. Good to meet you, Mark. Matt, thank you. Like today's video and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get upcoming videos to help you grow your snow and landscape company. My name is Jack Jostes, and check out my free resources in the show notes and click the next video to grow your business.